Cardinals conversation is an interesting one, too. It's like, will Kyler and Marvin Harrison Jr. get on the same page or what? Kyler's going bananas. Kyler's running all over the place, playing good football. He's seeking to win first back-to-back or whatever in a long time. There's a lot of things happening in Kyler's world where, maybe this is the year Kyler does become that quarterback that we've all expected him to become. He has showcased it. He's taken on a little bit more of a leadership role, I think, if you listen to him talk and the way people talk around him. And he was asked about him and Marvin Harrison Jr. and he really not being able to link up thus far how we all imagined. Here was his answer.
I think when you are one of those guys, like his mentality and his expectations of himself are always going to remain the same. Like that's nothing that I can do. Anything that y'all write about, like that's not going to affect the way he feels like he should be playing the game or wants to play the game. But at the same time, no, I don't think we've even scratched the surface of what we can be. And I know it's frustrating for fans and it's frustrating for us too because I want him to have 10 catches a game, 100 yards a game. Like we all want that, But again, it takes time, it takes work, and that's what we're striving to be great. And I believe we'll get there. There's a few clips that have hit the internet after games where Marvin Harrison Jr. is open. So everybody was trying to create the narrative. Kyler's not trying to give him the ball. Kyler doesn't want Marvin Harrison Jr. to be successful. I reached out to Darius J. Butler, friend of the program, obviously, a guy who hosts the program. He's also part of NFL Matchups. I said, what's going on with Marvin Harrison Jr.? He said, Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be an incredible wide receiver for a long time, but he needs talent around him. His style of wide receiving, he's a possession guy. He's going to be on third down guy. He's going to be able to make the catches that are tough. He has a huge catch radius, just like Larry Fitzgerald. I think Larry Fitzgerald potentially a little bit more explosive down the field, but if you need a possession, you need to have other weapons so it opens it up a little bit. Is there a possibility that is the case? Do we think Marvin Harrison Jr. gets going, AJ? What are your thoughts on the relationship between he and Kyler? Because it didn't sound like that Kyler was choosing for Marvin Harrison Jr. to not be successful.
No, and a quarterback would never choose for that. And sometimes it's tough for a quarterback, too. If you have a stud receiver, that whether they bring him in as a free agent or they're a rookie, like people expect him to have 10 for 100 every game and a touchdown or two. And that's just not always going to be the case. So, yeah, when you can't force it, though. Like, you can't force the ball into windows that aren't there. If he is open at times, we all have been able to pause the film, sit in our air-conditioning room and say, oh, look, this guy's open here, and there's 7 dudes in his face. You can't see it. Like, there's a lot that goes on, but I think eventually it'll be fine. But every receiver needs complementary players around him. And I guess as time goes, the Arizona will develop that. But also, I think this year, they're gonna get on the same page, like on a consistent basis eventually this year.
I think so too. Just from watching Marvin Harrison Jr. in person, he's a Sunday guy. He's an NFL guy.
Yeah.
He's an NFL guy. Obviously, they're running an NFL offense, so you assume it'll work out inevitably. But he's a vastly different wide receiver than like Malik Neighbors, like the guys that are just like scorchers. It's like we're working. So anytime you have 6 eyes, potentially, or 4 eyes on that side, it's easier to kind of take out of the game. Even if he is open, hopefully they're able to get him the ball. But Kyler Murray at one point said, that's not my job. Now, that was a part of a full answer where he was saying, I got to play, I got reads, I got other things to do. It's not my job just to specifically look for one person. So all those things are feeding a narrative that, like, Kyler doesn't want to give him a rock. Now, outside noise obviously can't affect the inside operation. Coach Gannon, what do you think his messaging to Kyler, Marvin Harrison Jr., the offense, the defense is about this particular relationship? Because it is loud. Anytime Marvin Harrison Jr. doesn't go crazy, it gets very loud. How do you think Coach Gannon handles that?
You just got to keep practicing, and you're going to have a breakout game. And we don't even know what the defense, like, he's going to draw the best corner every week, right? They're going to put a guy on him, put a guy over the top. So we don't even know from a defensive standpoint, to your point about having other weapons. So he's got to tell him, hey, just keep working. It's like when you're in the back end and you're not getting any interceptions, right? And you're in the slump. It's sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets. So you just got to let this thing happen organically. It's going to happen over time, and they're going to have a breakout game at some point, and then, get the thing clicking.
All right, let's talk about tonight's matchup.
Ooh.
It is a big one.
Huge.
We got a team that was undefeated until last weekend on Thursday night. That's good news for Herbie. That's good for Al Michaels, Kaylee Hartung, Big Witt, Carissa Thompson, Tony Gonzalez, Fitzmagic, Sherm, the whole team over there at Amazon who does a fantastic job every Thursday night. They got a good one here. Couple gunslingers, couple offenses that can produce. And they got some players now that are considered game wreckers. Vikings favored by 3. Chuck is 6-1 on Thursday nights against the spread. So let's get into his diagnosis of said game. Let's start with the Rams, shall we, Chuck?
Well, this quarterback, number one, right?
Matthew Stafford.
Jesus Christ.
Of course.
Is good. And in clutch situations, and he hasn't had a bunch of guys to work with. They're going to lean heavily on this running back, Kyron Williams. The good news is he's a good back, right? Mm-hmm. The bad news is the Vikings are number 2 in the league against the run.
Yeah,
so
that's been big.
It's going to be really, really hard. Plus, this offensive line for the Rams, it's been a turnstile offensive line. I mean, they've had guys. They've got a rookie center, and he's going to have to deal with B-Flow. And they get in third and long against B-Flow in this blitz package. Good luck. So they're going to have to lean on this guy. Tutu Atwell has been their go-to guy since Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp have been out. Now, they say, Kupp's going to be back. Lombo mentioned Puka. They opened his 21-day window. We'll see. I'm thinking Cooper Kupp's going to play, but Tutu's he's a guy you can hand the ball on jet sweeps, throw it down the field to him, throw it underneath to him, hit some wide receiver screens. He's going to have to play really good.
Okay, how about on the defensive side of the ball for the Los Angeles Rams? Who's the game record?
They've struggled. They've got a new defensive coordinator, first-year coordinator, Chris Shula, the grandson of the great Don Shula.
Yes, Don?
Yeah, so he knows ball. He grew up with football in his crib and all that kind of stuff. But he's doing good. This was their best outing, obviously, last week against Las Vegas. They haven't done a great job of generating turnovers. They got 4. In this game, and they held down the fort pretty good against these guys. I think this game was 20-15. They had four takeaways. Got a good secondary. They got some guys up front. This Hoyt. They got Verse, from Jared Verse from Florida State, the rookie edge player. They got another guy, Frisk, Brandon Fisk is his name. Keep an eye on him though. He might be out.
Yes.
Okay.
He might be out. I think he's going to be injured and miss this game.
All right, let's go to Minnesota's defense. Yeah. Obviously, B-Flow is a big topic of discussion because how great this defense has been all season.
It's going to be fascinating to see what McVay does against B-Flow in this defense. We talked earlier. We have a graph we'll show later on, but like when it comes to takeaways, sacks, quarterback pressure, because they're going to pressure you all day and trying to figure this stuff out with a young center. Communication issues between Stafford and a young center, and then a bunch of offensive linemen. I think they're down to their 3rd left tackle. A bunch of guys have been in and out. I think the right guard's the only guy that's played every game to this point. So they're going to have a hard time trying to figure this stuff out because they're going to give you AA. They're going to give you overload stuff. They're going to give you a lot of 7-up, and then are they coming? Or are they not coming? Because then they'll run out there, play Tampa 2. They'll run out there, play three deep zone. Here's a strip sack last week against Detroit. Van Ginkel's got 5 sacks.
Couple tugs.
Pat Jones got 5 sacks. I mean, they got Grenard comes over from the Texans. Mm-hmm. He's got 5 sacks. You're going to see Grenard up top on this one. They do a phenomenal job. It's feast or famine though. They can give up explosive plays. Jahmyr Gibbs had a explosive run for a tutty last week. They had a long pass. If you can protect and pick this up, you can eat on offense.
Okay,
there's plays to be made. Take Minnesota, lay the damn points.
Okay.
And be done with it.
That's a good pick.
Okay. All right.
Be done with it. Let's not overthink this.
Don't even think about it.
He said, I tried to waffle. His brain almost stopped just a few minutes ago.
Yeah,
a few
truly.
seconds ago. So I tried to figure out why this number is only 2.5 or 3. I think we're all wondering the same damn thing. Going in this past weekend, you go Vikings. Yep. And now the Rams, but I guess McVay on a short week. Remember, he had Baker Mayfield.
That's right.
He was able to get a win with that. So short week, does that benefit McVay? Well, then you think, does it not benefit Kevin O'Connell? Kevin O'Connell, it's pretty good. 1-1 on Thursday night. Yeah. Who has been his quarterbacks? If you go through who he has had to do, and him and Sam Darnold are kind of seeing the field the same exact way. 80% of the public still betting on the Vikings?
Yep.
Okay. So 80% of the public is betting on the Vikings. It has been 7-2, 9-0, or 7-2 the last 3 weeks for whenever there's at least 65% of the public money on one side. So we have been winning. When everybody's been feeling one way, we have been winning. We need to know that. We can't get scared by the 80%. Chuck Pagano has been winning.
Yep.
He says Vikings, -2.5, -3, whatever it is, wherever you gamble. ESPN bet, I believe it's still -3 right now. So that means you can get +3 if you're the Rams fans. AJ, would you like +3 or +2.5, pal? Do you have the Vikings or the Rams?
So listening to Chuck, I mean, yeah, Chuck was trying to talk himself out of picking the Vikings, but I was leaning Vikings beforehand. Also, like, this schedule worked out beautifully. The Vikings come off their first loss. What do you get? A quick week, flush it, get back on the field. Let's go get a win and get back on the right track. And good teams, I think it's good when you have that. Like, if you lose, let's get back on the field as quickly as possible. I think that's huge for the Vikings. I mean, honestly, though, like Matt Stafford, I have a hard time counting Matt Stafford out of anything. I know how great he can be. But I think there's too much. Like, the Vikings have too much, so I'm taking them at -3.
I would be taking the Minnesota Vikings as well.
Yeah.
Across the board. Way to go, boys.
Here you go, boys.
Here we go, boys.
Last 2 weeks.
Hell yeah.
It has worked.
Hey, and remember, we might be on the Vikings, but you should eat Pizza Hut.
That's right.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
exactly right.
No matter what.
All right, Chuck, you want to do a challenge for a giveaway, pal? What are you thinking?
Sure.
Hey, shall we?
Here you go, Chuck.
Chuck Pagano, ladies and gentlemen, the Paisan hero. All you have to do is put that football into that hoop right over there, in that sweet velour suit. Look at the rollie. That thing don't tick-tock. If that ball goes swish-swash into that hoop right over there, 30 people, you're guiding.
Oh.
That's a good throw. You kind of guided it, though. You didn't let it spin.
Just a little more.
You got to have fun. Let it go.
Yeah.
Fire that motherfucker. Ty, what do you think you would say to Chuck if he had to make one throw for the rest of his life?
I'd probably say, think of Bear. You know, what better way to give him just a beautiful birthday present than sinking this fucker right here and say, hey,
it's for Bear.
Papa
For
still
Bear.
got
For
it.
Bear. Happy 4th birthday, Bear. Oh, a brick for Bear. A brick for Bear.
Back rim.
Well, it's going to have to be the 5th birthday that's better.
Yep.
That's it.
Going in. Too close.
Ton Diggs, anything you say to Paisan, Chuck Pagano, before he does this?
Yeah, Chuck, there's been a lot of slander about us last couple of days. You remind them about all the great Italian American athletes that have come before us, and you fucking sink that thing.
That's right. Happy Columbus Day.
Yeah. Joe DiMaggio,
Pirlo.
Marino.
Phil Rizzuto.
You did that for fucking Marino?
Absolutely.
What about Rizzuto?
Yeah. Jeez.
Phil?
Rizzuto got in there. AJ Hawk's over there in Ohio. He's got a motivational word or two for you.
Well, I don't know about that, Chuck, but I know Gumpy's been giving you a hard time. Ask him what his favorite prime minister dressed up as for Halloween a couple years back.
All right. I don't know if that's motivational or
Yeah,
not,
Chuck.
but hopefully there's a
Gump?
chance. No, we don't need to talk about it.
I don't know.
We don't know.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we don't even know. There's a big
Just let that thing fucking fly, Chuck.
Yeah, just let it fly.
Let it
Chuck Pagano, 30 people, $500 if he puts his football into that hoop right over there.
You're getting worse here, Coach.
Well, that's because the motivation, the guy just refuses to give you motivation.
I know.
He always wants to make it a song and dance, some political song and dance.
He does.
That's all he wants to do.
I know.
Ridiculous.
He wants to talk about face pain.
You. Talking about you, dickhead.
You.
Me, everybody gives him motivation, not just me.
No, but whenever you're
don't.
asked to give him motivation, you refuse to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, because it's got to be organic. If I'm feeling
You
it,
think
Chuck
this is
knows I'm always
OAN or
positive.
We are trying to feel it. 30 people trying to win $500, dude.
Do it, Chuck.
Oh, shit.
Connor has a motivational message.
Yeah,
I do.
here we
Chuck.
go.
I mean, look down at yourself right now. Go ahead. Look down.
Look at yourself.
Look how fucking cool you look right now.
So cool.
If you don't make it, you bring shame to not only your family and Bear, but that fucking sweet jumpsuit.
That's right. That jumpsuit deserves a make.
Don't bring
And
shame to your
Constance.
family and Italy.
2 more inches and that's,
Shame
that's
to
dying.
Shame to Italy. Lots of shame.
I don't like shame to Italy. I like Italy. Italy has produced a lot of great things.
Yeah.
We'll produce 30 winners!
I thought that was.
Feels like at this point you've given up.
Chuck, have you given up?
Are you a card?
NFL ball. This is a dude.
Quitter?
Yeah.
Gumpy has a
What are you,
motivational
yellow?
message for you, Chuck Pagano.
Yeah, Chuck, I know a few years back AJ Hawk and the Packers gave up on the bikini girls, but don't give up on trying to get this ball in the hoop.
That's very nice. Just like Fireman Ed potentially happening right now in the Jets.
Don't
Exactly.
give up on it.
We don't like it, but it's reality. Don't give up on this shot. 30 people, $500.
Oh, my.
Oh, what
mean-
the
Oh, no.
fuck
Oh,
was
no.
that, dude?
All right.
Coach, come on now.
Are you trying still?
Good
on.
distance.
He
Good
gave up,
distance,
didn't he?
though.
Like Fireman Ed? They're giving up on
Yeah.
Fireman
Yeah.
Ed?
Throw it left-handed.
Yeah.
That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
He's saying throw with the other hand.
Well, he's so old, that ball's so much heavier. Pick that thing up. It's like throwing a medicine ball.
Evan Fox.
Fired at Connor.
Evan Fox actually has a motivational message for you.
Coach, it's simple. The quicker you make this shot, the quicker we all get Pizza Hut.
Holy
Put it in the
shit.
hole.
Make
True.
I don't know if that's true, but I can feel it in my soul that it's accurate.
My plum.
Yeah, because every moment that passes, we are getting closer to Pizza Hut.
Oh, baby.
Which is different hope.
I think Foxy had that thing ready.
Boo.
A little bit worried about the universe ball not falling there. To Pizza Hut? Yes, you can. Available on DoorDash, obviously available direct for delivery. And they got these $7 deals. What is this, Ty?
Yeah, I mean, they're $7 meal deal, essentially. If you go on the app, it's basically anything that you could want on there. If you get 2 or more of those, boom, you're paying $7 a pop. Okay, look at all these options. Look at all these options. Basically everything on the Pizza Hut menu. You know, whether you want pizza or you want one of their
A medium one topping pizza.
$7.
If you order two or more from the deal lovers.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can't just get that by itself. Originally, all by itself, going to be more than $7.
No, but
you do the deal lovers, you get at least 2 of these things.
Double order
Everything's,
breadsticks?
Exactly.
Double order breadsticks, $7. You can pair that with medium one topping pizza. You can get 10 medium one topping pizzas for $70.
$70. You know what you'd be paying for 7 medium one topping pizzas without this deal? You're probably paying like $130.
No way! What a
$120.
deal for the deal lovers!
Unbelievable. And then, we got desserts, we got pastas,
Right.
we got all the bread sidings. Obviously, I mean, the wings, the wings. And then there are so many options in terms of what flavor of wings you want. You want boneless wings.
What?
You want bone-in wings.
What?
Don't even get me started on dessert. Okay, we got
got
all the
Cinnabon
desserts you
minis.
could want. Yeah, the Cinnabon minis, which
Oh
are
my
a personal
God.
favorite of mine. We got the chocolate donut bites,
donut
also
bites.
delicious. And you know what? If you're feeling a little parched with the za, and you say, "Hey, I already got a couple medium pizzas coming. I don't need that extra bread. I don't need a meat lover's melt. I don't need
Cheese
any
sticks.
breadsticks or cheese sticks. You know what? I think I'll just get like a 4-pack of Dew.
Sure.
Boom,
Bang.
$7.
How about? I mean, obviously 4-pack of Dew's good. How about the oven-baked Italian meats pasta?
Oh, man.
Oh,
I know everyone says no one out pizzas the Hut. Far be it from me to say, no one out pastas the Hut. either.
and also nobody outwings the Hut.
It's really as simple as that. Really,
No.
no one out Huts the Hut.
Hut, and that's the Pizza Hut difference.
Yeah, that's right.
It's so good.
It is.
And there's no way they paid the amount of money on this particular show to do what we just did for them.
Sure.
That whole menu we just showed. But once you start looking at it, it is really a modern marvel that this is $7 if you get 2 of them.
It's unbelievable.
It makes no sense why they're just giving away food right
We're
now.
talking about multiple meals here, too. Unless you're a big-time fatso, which I've been known to, you get a couple pies and you put those down and then you just feel like complete dog shit
For sure,
for the
buddy.
next several days. But you get 2 medium one-topping pizzas and, maybe some dessert. You're looking at dinner. And then
What?
maybe you want breakfast the next morning. Some whole pizza. You pop that, you nuke that thing in the microwave, and then guess what? You still got a couple slices left over for lunch to take into work. It's
Pizza Hut's looking out for you.
they are. They are. Nobody out pizzas the Hut. We say it time and time again, but it's the truth.
No one out looks out for you. The Hut.
The way the Hut does. No,
Yeah,
they
no
don't.
one does that.
Thank you.
They
Hut.
don't.
Thank you, Hut.
Thank you, Hut. Love you, Hut.
Pizza Hut. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, from an attic in Ohio is a guy who will never eat any of that.
Nope.
This guy says, "Excuse me, does your restaurant sell bland grilled chicken, tasteless rice, no seasoned broccoli?" Yes? This is my restaurant.
Table for 2.
And that's why he's a college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup winner. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk.
Yeah.
$7, AJ. $7.
$7. First off, I'm not Dan Orlovsky. You basically described Dan Orlovsky's whole, how he eats. I like spices. I like things. I love pizza. I'd get 2. I would get 2 medium one topping pizzas for $14. Boom, call it a day. I'm eating both of them.
That's clearly the best. That's the way you utilize this deal lovers, I think.
That's a good one.
Yeah, like the 2 medium one topping pizzas. And does that count for original hand toss and thin crust? Do we know? Have we looked into that?
So
I'm getting both.
It definitely is going to cover either hand tossed or thin. I want to say there might be a slight upcharge for pan, but yeah, you're looking at the same thing no matter what. Personally, I usually go with I'm gonna get a za. I'm going to get a double order of breadsticks, and then based on how I'm feeling, I'm either going to get a dessert or I'm going to get a 4-pack of Dew.
Yeah.
$21.
Yeah, $21.
I paid $17 for a coffee this morning.
Exactly. I paid $22 for this coffee.
Jeez.
Shot of espresso.
It's a lot of money.
Shot of espresso. Very expensive, I guess.
We should be doing that.
They flew it right in from Italy.
Don't go back.
Maybe this all changes on trip.
Go to the gas station.
Well, I mean, I'm excited. There's nothing going to change. No one's ever going to out Pizza the Hut.
No.
That
won't change.